Hey, my name is Matt Storr and I repair saxophones for a living, and today I'd like to talk to you about what I think are the best screwdrivers for the job of saxophone repair. And these are after lots of trial and error. Now, first of all, a little bit of backstory. There's like a legendary screwdriver made by Kraus Music, and I still have one of them left. And it's like, I've probably had this thing 20 years, and it is the one that is like easiest to break usually, but I haven't broken it. This tip is stronger than any con locking screw it's ever run across. So I still have one Kraus screwdriver, the magical, the legendary. Now, it was the tempering process, the steel and the tempering process that they use that's kind of like a secret, apparently, that, makes this just such a great blade that doesn't break. Now, I work on vintage saxophones, and a lot of times these screws haven't been turned in 100 years or 80 years, a while. And so after Kraus stopped making screwdrivers, I had to find a decent replacement because, as they would eventually chip or break, you can see here, like this is one that I think has broken once and then I reground it, and it's actually been good for years and years and years. So usually you can, like, if you don't let it get too hot so it detempers itself, you can actually fix the blade and keep using it. The screwdrivers that I found to be the best are these. These are the JL Smith gold drivers, and they're pretty pricey, but you get what you pay for. They last a long time, and the most amazing thing about these is they have a lifetime warranty. So if you break them, and by the way, this is not like an affiliate review, I'm not getting paid for this, they have no idea I'm saying this, they might even be mad if I point it out, but sorry, Jeff. But I've had these screwdrivers, I've been using these for probably 15 years. This is a Kraus handle, but a JL Smith driver. And I've been using these for about 15 years, and every once in a while one will snap. And I kind of had a collection of them, and I sent them back, and they replaced everything. I didn't even have like the original orders. They looked through it, they figured it out, and they sent me replacements. Now, the story is that they're using any broken blades that come back to improve their process. And I believe it, because when I first bought these, I broke a few of them like in a row. But it's been a long time. I actually had the broken blades sitting around for a couple years before I finally got around to mailing them. And, they asked me, how did I break them? I told them just normal use. And I didn't have a whole lot of information because, like I said, it had been like I'd sort of built up a bunch of them. And I think they actually sent me back more than I sent them. Maybe that was, I hope that was on purpose. But you literally buy these screwdrivers once and then you're good to go. And now one thing I'll point out is that, the main competitor that you'll see a lot, and people will pick these up a lot, are this type of driver. The thing that drives me crazy about this, besides the fact that they break a lot, I don't know, let's see. I never use this one. So let's see if I can just go ahead and grab the end and... Oh, this one's not breaking. It is bending a lot though, which is crazy. The thing I hate most about these is, all right, let's see if I can do this on camera. They've got a lot of twist in them. They're really flexible. And I don't know if it's, I think it's probably a combination of the handle being plastic, so it's mounted in here, but also this is like really flexible. So watch, this will stay still. I'm gonna turn this, and you can watch how much this turns without the, imagine if you were trying to work on a stuck screw, right? There's just so much flex in there, and that drives me insane when I'm trying to work out a stuck screw in a saxophone. Now you take a metal handled driver and can't really do it. I mean, that's, my hand is like slipping. The driver itself is not actually moving. So, and another thing that's great about these is, it's got this nice palm piece here. And what that's for is you plant this here and you put this here and you can turn it, and it stays planted in your hand. So yeah, people ask me what I recommend. The JL Smith Gold drivers, they're fantastic. And I think, honestly, if we look at, yeah, so these are the ones that I've got. I think, there's a tiny one that you use for like con locking screws. And I do have the JL Smith version of that too. Let me see. I think this is it. And it works fine. but I just, brought the Kraus one out because I still have it. But these, I think, are the ones that I use most. You got your big guy for pivot screws, especially on like Kyleworths and Selmers. And then your kind of do-all. You can have different lengths of this. I like the long one on this one. This is what I use for most hinge rods, and also pivot screws like on Kings. And then next one down is smaller hinge rods and smaller pivot screws. And then the little tiny guys for con locking screws, and sometimes, like palm keys on like a balanced action. They're very small hinge rods. But yeah, that's what I use for screwdrivers is the JL Smith Gold drivers. Highly recommend them. That lifetime warranty is just absolutely killer. I'm super pleased that I've got a bunch more blades. I'll put these on pretty soon, and I'm going to have basically 2 sets of drivers, which is great. 2 full sets. But yep, those are the screwdrivers I like best, and why. You can get, this sort of stuff like fairly cheap. Some of them, like, I mean, these are the Wihas or Wihas. These are actually really expensive. But there's like, the cheap, like Amazon brand you can find that, a lot of people start with. But there's a major difference, in my opinion, between working with a good screwdriver and a mediocre one. Hopefully you found that helpful, useful, informative. My name is Matt Storr. Thanks for watching.